Hey everyone, this is a screen recording. I wanted to actually do a video recording, like a live video recording of the script, but I posted a little rant on my Patreon page and explaining the issue with that while using my iPhone. I have been able to transfer videos from my iPhone in the past by syncing it to my Mac, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I must have forgotten a step or two to get it to transfer into my iMovie and all that process, and so I think the process would be so much similar once I get my camera and I'm able to just download directly from the camera to my computer, and then also I'll have a higher resolution while recording with the camera, and so I think it'll be a win-win all around. Nonetheless, I want this video to not necessarily be too long either, and so this is just a video on my process of creating a page, and the page, an illustrative page, and so I've just selected 4 pages from the script. This is why I would like to have a video, because you can actually see the script. But it's a script of 13 sheets, and that sort of works out to around 27, maybe 29 illustrated pages. And so that just gives you an idea of the process. So anyway, so looking at the screen right here, this is the very first page. I should have scanned the cover page, because on the cover page it shows actually a breakdown of the character study that I do for all the main characters. And basically that's, what their names, their height, weight, hair color, eye color, um, things like that. Pretty much a profile of that particular character. Doesn't necessarily have to pertain specifically to me creating a page layout, but it was just to show you my whole script process. And so the script is finished. This is the first page, and so from this page one of the written script, I then break it up into panels. Let me create a highlight layer here. Get a marker and that. And blah, blah, blah. Does that work? Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, so with this page, with every page, I isolate the panels, and actually that's I'm kind of jumping ahead. On this page, I do not have it drawn on this script page, but I usually will map out the layout for the panels. So for this page, which will be so this right here is the cutoff as I go up. So this right here is just page 1 for the graphic novel. So this is the page 1 of the illustrated page. Of course, this is one page of the manuscript, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to reflect a full graphic novel page. And so right here I've isolated this portion of the first page in the script, and what I typically do, I determine how many panels I'm going to have. So right here is panel 1. This is panel 1 and 2. It's 1A, 1B, so it's a pretty much a twin parallel panel, and then you have panel 3, 4, and then 5. And so I will either have a panel assigned to a descriptive paragraph or a panel ascribed to a dialogue portion. And so that's how I isolate the panels. So this is page 1. And so right here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. So right here, chatter and laughter overflow into the hallway from classroom 3B. Noah saunters into the classroom, making his way to his window seat. So this here is split up into two panels, panel 1A, panel 1B. And then what I further do after isolating which portions of the manuscript I will assign to a panel, I then decide on the shot of the panel. So right here, this is a wide landscape shot of the school exterior. Panel 1B is equally a wide shot as well. And you will see that, I want to make sure I was talking to the microphone. I was just talking at the screen. So hopefully that's loud enough. So you'll see I'll go right over here to the actual shot, to the actual page. And so right here, you can see that this is the wide landscape shot of the school, North Point High Academy exterior. And then this is panel 1B of another wide shot highlighting the classroom, the laughter, special effects, and such. And then it goes on to the rest of the page. So that's page 1. Let's go to page 2. I shouldn't say page. Well, it is actually the literal second page of the manuscript. And jumping ahead, so that was page 1 that we previously saw of illustrative page 1. So it's this is so confusing. It was the manuscript page 1 illustrating the first page of the graphic novel. This here is the second manuscript page, and right now we will focus on the page 3. And so in page 3, here's a great example of what I also do in the page layout process. So this right here is referred to as I should probably use a darker, that way you guys can see it. So this is referred to as a thumbnail. I mean, that's all one word. I don't know why I went down below. And so this helps me lay out the panels. Once I've decided on how many panels for the illustrated page and the type, style of each panel, this helps me have a thumbnail view of what the final page will look like with each of the panels. And so page 3, let's go to that. I think, did I set this up right? Okay, so yeah. So you see it's the alright, so you see right here we have 2 vertical panels on top, 2 large vertical panels on top, and 3 smaller vertical panels below. And it's the exact thing right here. So this is pretty much the finished version of the thumbnail version here on my manuscript. And that just helps me to have a visual reference, and then also if there's any changes I need to make with the dialogue, just to make sure that it's flowing correctly, and also that the graphical narrative flows as well. So sometimes I can create panels, and if it's not conducive to my art direction, I may end up changing a panel or two. So let's go to another page. All right, so this here, again, it's just a breakdown of, so this is page 5. And page 5, I do page 5 as in page 5 of the illustrative page. So not necessarily the manuscript page. So for the illustrative page 5, again, here I'm breaking down the panels and what will be drawn within each panel. As we come down here, there are times when, this is page 6, there are times when, let me open this. So there are times when I would, break down a descriptive paragraph and assign just portions to a panel. And so that's why if a manuscript is 13 sheets of, say, 9 pages of just written story, 9 pages can easily turn into, like I said, 27 illustrative pages. So just within this paragraph itself, which is pretty much like an action paragraph. Says here, Marcus shoves Noah to the side and grabs Jacob by the shoulder and turns him around while gripping Jacob. Probably should have been grabbing, but while gripping Jacob at the collar, Noah breaks Marcus' grip as he jumps in front of Jacob, shielding him from Marcus. So there's a lot of action going on in this paragraph, and that's why I have it broken into 3 successive panels. And so, and then I give a description right here where I say, it's 3-panel sequential progression, identical panel size. And so I just do that. And like I said, it's just my method. Sometimes illustrators will do this for someone else who is, say, doing like the inking, and then that way they just know what type of panels the writer has envisioned in their mind, and then that way it just helps to give them even extra direction as far as, okay, this is the shot that they're looking for, this is what they mean within their descriptive paragraph, and so it just helps. And so let's see, and so for the last page right here, we're going to look at page 7, the illustrative page 7, and this right here in the corner is I typically don't do this, and the only reason why I don't do it is because I just don't have the time to sketch in a thumbnail. This right here, it's extremely helpful organizationally. It just helps you map out, where the dialogue balloons are gonna go, where your subject matter will be within that panel. So that way, when you actually go to your page and to start to lay out your panels and your penciling, you have a very good idea as far as where everything is going to go. And so this here is for page 7, and so right here you can see I have the dialogue balloon off to the top left. Then the second panel, it's off to the top right. This third panel, it's in the middle. And I just want to show that sometimes I follow my layouts to the T. Other times, if it's just not flowing well, I will make a change. So you'll see that right here when we look at page 7. Alright, so this is page 7, and so right here, so we can zoom in a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. So right here we see the dialogue below, and here is somewhat off to the left, and it's the same here, and then here it's off to the right. Right here is a little bit more centered. The biggest change is right here in the third panel, where initially I had it set in the middle, but over here, the final product, I have it on the left. And that's just because it just worked better for this flow, this art flow, to have it on the left where the action is leading off to the right. And so it's just somewhat trying to guide the eye of the reader within the page itself. And then even here, with this panel, I had a top view, but I figured there's a little bit more storytelling from this POV, point of view, from Jacob looking at Marcus as he walks towards Brianna. And so I figured that this is a little bit more intensity with this shot than this overview, this top bird eye view shot here that I had initially placed. Now this video is getting much longer than I thought. So, but anyway, that's it. This is pretty much the same. It's a open panel shot, and it's the same thing here. And so yeah. So this is just I'm rambling. This is just a look in the process of a finished page. Take a portion of the script and continue from there. Isolate the panels for each dialogue or descriptive paragraph. Sometimes I will change the wording of the dialogue if it's just not flowing well. And so yeah, so this is the step that I take for every manuscript page, and to create a finished illustrative page. And so yeah, so this is the same for Love Summer. Now of course, for my single panel or 2-panel comic scripts, I don't do anything like this. You know, those are very straightforward, and I just draw them and just make changes on the fly. But for a huge project like this, it just helps to create the proper layout and storyboard telling process, just so that there's, you know, some sort of continuity and structure with the flow. And again, you know, everyone does it differently. I know some illustrators who do it this way as well, and you know, and so yeah, so this just really works for me, being a sort of a organizer type personality. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and sorry this video went much longer. I was just hoping to do a 6-minute video, which I did do with my phone, but I may just upload that again if I can get it to transfer, and it'll just be like 2 videos. So thanks again, thanks for your support, and let's continue to grow. Thank you. Peace.